So before I invest, should I pay off my mortgage?
We get that question asked all the time. And generally speaking, the answer is yes. Yes, you should actually refinance it by paying off your mortgage and getting a new mortgage. And the reason for it is that when you put a new mortgage on, we can structure that mortgage in a way that your mortgage can become tax deductible, which is what we all want at the end of the day. We can just swap assets in a way. We can talk to you about it at a later time. Well, we can make it tax deductible at the end. What happens is that you're creating wealth. Great question.
If I choose to lend money, how can I protect my investment?
Your investment is protected because once you have the proper documentation in place, once you have what we need in the agreements that we put into the agreements, there are procedures in place that secure your investment, such as power of sale or foreclosure, should those need to be accessed.
So the real estate is there, and your investment will be registered like a regular mortgage on the property. That's the most secure thing I have ever seen in my lifetime. Because a lot of times, you have investments that are, against certain assets, and, the assets are totally liquidable or can be cash or transferred. As for this type of investment, the asset cannot be moved, transferred, sold, unless your security is discharged. And, and Mahnaz can add to that with the underwritings that we provide here. We minimize your risk as well.
What we can do to protect your asset is to analyze the risk on the transaction. One, with checking the client's credit, screening the property, make sure that the value is there, and screening the client income-wise, the ability of repayment of the mortgage. This way we can minimize your risk on the investment and lending to borrowers.
One of the things actually I wanted to mention as an investor, Payam, if you do decide, and when you do decide to invest with us, is that you don't have to worry about whether the monthly payments are being collected on time. If there are any situations whether or not the fire insurance is in place or not. Are you the beneficiary of the fire insurance? And if their taxes are paid on time. Those are all the procedures that we have actually in place to protect your investment. For instance, if there is a monthly payment that is being missed, and we are the ones that are going to go after that, that missed payments, and the borrower needs to contact us and communicate with us rather than communicating with you. Often we find that with investors, if they're dealing with the borrowers directly, they're also getting a little bit emotionally involved in their lives and what's happening in there. And us as the corporation that's in the middle, we look at the transaction more logically than being on an emotional side. So therefore, we protect your investment. At the same time, if there is a situation with a borrower that we could probably mitigate and help out, we're definitely there to help them out.
How fast can I lend out my money?
We almost have every single day that we have clients that are calling us for private lending. So the inquiry is out there for people for short-term and long-term loans. And the minute that we find out that this investor is matching up with this client, that we'll be able to give you a call and say, hey, we've got a situation. Why don't you take a look at it and see if you'd like to invest in this? So to be more specific, it could be as quickly as one day.